Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing Berry Citrus Bloom. This is a new fragrance from Kringle this year. It's part of their Easter collection. The Easter collection will be launching on Thursday, March 20th at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And for those who haven't caught it already, if you're curious what else is in this collection, I did a preview video last week talking just a little bit about each of the fragrances you can expect to see. So for time's sake, we're not going to get into that today. This is just going to be focused on this one specific candle. But for those who don't know, I am a Kringle candle ambassador. And the reason I have these is because they were kind enough to send these over to me as a gift to get reviewing for you guys ahead of the launch. And I've had these for about I think 2 to 3 weeks now, and I've been burning away. I'm finally at the halfway point or more on most of these candles here. So I'm getting into these now in-depth reviews where we're going to talk about each one of these specifically more in depth. So thank you again to Kringle for sending these over. I really appreciate this opportunity. And we're going to be kicking things off here with Berry Citrus Bloom. For top notes, we have red berries and orange. Mid notes of rose, jasmine, freesia, and geranium, and base notes of musk, sandalwood, patchouli, and amber. So I'm going to preface this by saying that, this is not in my wheelhouse. I'm going to do the best I can to describe what I'm smelling, what my nose is picking up the most. And if you caught my preview video, I talked about this being in the fruity floral sort of fragrance genre. And I had called it my least favorite of the scents. And after burning this and all of the others, I can say, while that's still the case, this is still probably my least favorite. It is not unpleasant. It's not off-putting. There's nothing about this that makes me want to hurry up and blow it out after a burning session. It's really been a more enjoyable experience than I would have imagined. And I think that has a lot to do with the way they put this fragrance together. It's really well done. So let's talk a little bit about what they did here. Red berries and orange, that they are spot on with that. I get a red berry first and foremost. More of a berry presence than orange, specifically strawberry and kind of a red raspberry. I find that when raspberry notes are used and it's not a super gourmand heavy fragrance, that a lot of raspberry scents tend to take a little bit of a floral lean. And I feel like that's what I'm getting here. Then our orange piece, definitely orange for that citrus. It's not, coming across as lemon or grapefruit or lime or any of that. We're definitely in that orange family. And it's just like a little bit of a little fresh squeeze of an orange, a little bit of a freshness added to it to kind of brighten this up a little bit more. And, possibly a hint of an orange zest, but it's really not a heavy dominating presence. I really feel like I get more of the berry note with the orange as kind of a complement. Then we get into our floral piece. My nose is picking up mostly rose and freesia. I do feel like there is a bit of jasmine kind of intertwined in there as well, just not as dominating. And geranium, to my nose, I find geranium to have a little bit more of a leafy green, almost earthy quality to it in general. I'm not getting a lot of that here, but again, I'm not, my nose is not in tuned with this sort of fragrance profile as much as some of the others. So, to my nose, that rose and the freesia are standing out. And it's kind of funny, guys, because in my preview video, I talked about how a lot of these sort of fruity floral scents make me think of like the 90s sort of Glade sprays or potpourri back in that time. And as I was trying to pick out what it was exactly that I was smelling, I finally had that aha moment and figured out what was bringing me back about this fragrance. And it's not Glade. It is the freesia and the rose. So for those who wore Bath and Body Works back in the 90s, freesia, that is a sort of, it's always been kind of a fruity floral note to me. It's almost like a fruit juiciness to that. I get that here. And then for those who are my old school Yankee fans, Roses of Cliff Walk. that was a candle that I used to pick out for my mom. She had it around a lot. And when I think of rose, that's always the first thing that kind of comes into my mind. Roses of Cliff Walk was very airy, very kind of sweet, beautiful rosy scent. And I think that's what is bringing me back to the 90s here with this one. So points for nostalgia here. If you have any sort of scent connection to those fragrances, you might really enjoy this one, because the rose here is got very sweet, very airy. It kind of leans to that fruity piece, just like the freesia, kind of leaning into that fruity. Freesia has a little bit of that citrus quality to it, kind of a sweetness. And so the way they did this here, where you've got a sort of fruity piece that plays to the floral, and then a floral piece that plays to the fruity, it's just really well put together. And you know, even as somebody who's not generally a fan of this, I can appreciate this fragrance. So the base notes here are not having an overwhelming presence to me. There's a definite wearable quality to this scent as well, and I think that's where that base kind of comes into play. I'm really not getting much patchouli here, but I do get a little bit of a musk, a little bit of a sandalwood, and it's just kind of adding depth here. It's not overwhelming the scent. So I would say not really a perfumey quality, but a wearable quality, if that makes sense. Kind of like more like in line with a body splash or a little bit of a lotion, not like a heavy spritz of perfume. So if you enjoy this sort of fruity, floral, wearable, kind of body care-esque sort of fragrance, which again, usually is not my cup of tea, you will probably really enjoy this one. I had this burning one day. I was getting ready for the day. I wanted to get a nice full pool and wanted to make sure I had enough time. I didn't want to leave the candle alone. So myself not being much of a bathroom burner, I did move this into my bathroom for a brief while. And I will say it made a really nice scent. For when you have the moisture in the air, there's something about the way it affects your fragrance. It would be a really nice kind of on the edge of a bubble bath sort of candle, or, you know, a bathroom set if you have guests over and you're, you know, not going to be leaving it unattended, because that's my issue with bathroom fragrances. I don't like leaving them alone in a bathroom unattended, especially when I have kids going in and out of that bathroom. It's just not a safe thing for me. But like I say, in small doses, if you're a bubble bath person, this is a really nice sort of kind of relaxing, very cheerful. It's just a very happy scent. And again, even though it's not necessarily something I want to repurchase to burn over and over again, I'm enjoying it for what it is. So for what it's worth, you know, take it with a grain of salt, but not a bad fragrance in the slightest. And performance has been great. We've got the 3 wicks here. I've had a flawless burn. It's you know, not discoloring at all. The wicks have not dudded out at all. As you can see in this shot here, I am more than 50% and I still have nice solid flames. I'm not getting a soot accumulation on the jar. Just really excellent performance from the burn, which, you know, I got to give it to Kringle. Even though these 3 wicks are going to be going away, I will say, by and large, I've had the best performance out of the 3 wicks, you know, across brands. I have struggles with other brands with wicks dudding out, discoloration of the wax, and I really never get that with these Kringle 3 wicks. So a little bit sad to see that go. But strength and performance overall, I would say I burned this mostly in my open concept area, open from my kitchen to my living room with very high ceilings. And it's not a dominating presence, but it is a very noticeable presence. So I would probably put this in that medium range. Once it gets going, I would say that it took probably about 2 burns to really find its groove. But ever since then, a very nice, noticeable, airy presence, very cheerful, very spring. So, you know, that's probably about all I can say for this one, guys. Again, you know, I apologize if this doesn't exactly match up with what you're smelling. If this is your if this is your jam and you're more in tune with these fragrances. I'm working on trying to kind of expand my horizons with fragrances. I did order a couple of the more floral fragrances in the spring and summer collection, and I'm trying to just kind of expand my knowledge a little bit and get a little bit more in tune with these sort of fragrance profiles. So when I have a situation like this, I'm better able to describe them and review them for you. But you know, as for comparisons here, because I haven't burned a ton of them historically, I would say there's not really anything that really comes to mind with this that, you know, it smells like any one certain candle. I would argue that if you like plumeria scents, which is also, I find, very much in that sort of fruity floral realm. Just the fragrance of plumeria itself has a very fruity tone, I find, similar to freesia. But if you like those sort of scents, you might like this one as well. But really, that's the best I can do, guys. So I apologize, but I hope you have found some of this review helpful and letting you know whether it's something you want to take a chance on or maybe pass on. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to get alerts for any of my upcoming reviews, I believe Bunnies and Flowers and Easter Petals will probably be the next two that I review. So if you want to get alerts for those, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps a lot. If you're going to be shopping this collection next week, feel free to use my code SimplyScented. That will give you 15% off, and it is a commission code, so I thank you guys if you've ever used it or if you plan to in the future. It really helps kind of support this channel. It definitely went into me being able to purchase the St. Patrick's Day candles for me to talk about with you guys. So thank you for that. Thank you for watching and taking the time out of your day. And like I say, I have a couple reviews kind of ready to go coming up. So I will be talking to you guys very soon. I hope you have a wonderful day.